About a month ago, a bunch of classic Christmas movies got 4K releases, and a few weeks ago, I went and picked them up. There's a video that I will link down below of me going out and getting them, but just me being me, I have to wait until December before I watch them. That's just how I am. And of course, I started off with Christmas Vacation, which is my favorite Christmas film of all time, excluding Die Hard, so the one that everybody considers a Christmas movie. And I was very excited when I saw this in the store. I was very surprised. I talked about that more in that video, and I just want to review this 4K quickly. Normally I do an unboxing and stuff, but I was like, you know what, I'll do a short, nice like little review, let you know if you should pick it up, some of the stuff that comes with it, is it like a good upgrade, kind of stuff like that. So I want to preface this by saying my reference to the 4K disc of this is the DVD. I've owned the DVD for this for so long. I think last year I did watch it on Prime Video, but the other years I've only watched it on DVD. So in my mind, that's just the quality that I was seeing. And I know that the Blu-ray for this was like really bad when it was first released. And then there was like another release that was like supposed to be much better when it was like the 25th anniversary or something like that, or maybe 30th. I don't even know, probably. Yeah, 30, this sounds about right. But again, that's really my only reference is the DVD. So transitioning to the 4K, there was of course a massive upgrade, and I didn't watch the Blu-ray just, I only wanted to watch the 4K. And for me, one thing I want to talk about first is this cover. Now, this cover is really interesting. It's one that at least I haven't seen before. I don't think we've seen it. Is it obviously photoshopped? Yes, just look at the side of Clark here. You can tell they just feathered that in Photoshop or something. But I do appreciate how they added the little bit of orange to show the fire. And, there's some funny stuff about how Clark's thing is on fire. This cat looks very fake, but whatever. Jeff from Films at Home, like his channel, which is where I got the references for the Blu-rays, just saying, he pointed out that it kind of looks like a Christmas card. So I enjoy that. Season's greetings from the Griswolds, and the French version. And yes, I'm in Canada, so that's what this other weird writing is on it. And then on the back, it's just this basic 4K style to it. And same thing when you open it up. Discs are just, I think they're both, or one's in the player, but they are both red. I saw the other one in the player, I didn't realize. But when it comes to special features, this one isn't like crazy for them. The main thing it has is commentary tracks, and the commentary tracks are from Randy Quaid, plays Cousin Eddie, Beverly D'Angelo, Johnny Galicki, I don't know how you say his name, Miriam Flynn, director Jeremy S. Chichik, I don't know how you say his name exactly, and producer Maddie Simmons. And then also on Blu-ray there's the trailer. But I mean, at this point in the world of the internet, you don't watch the trailer normally on it, but really there's no behind the scenes. It's just commentary tracks, and for me personally, I'm not really a commentary track person, so I didn't watch it with that on. I don't think I never have, and I probably never will, at least for a while, even though I watch this movie every single year. It just kind of distracts me. But if that is your thing, you got a lot of names on here that will kind of please you with this. But when talking about the actual disc quality, I was like, okay, I know I'm just referencing the DVD, but right when it opened with the animation, the colors are so vibrant, and that happens throughout the entire film. I think this 4K disc is really great. It is very clear in the skin tones, and I always think this that every single person, or at least every single white person, always looks more tan. I first noticed that when the Avengers 4K came out. You're like, okay, so it's just the color grading that they've done now, and that was not really there for the DVD and some Blu-rays. It kind of depends. It's hit and miss and stuff like that. And throughout the whole film, it was consistent. Recently, I just want to reference this. I watched Wayne's World. I didn't put a review of this, but I wanted to. I recommend picking this one up as well, just because, it's Wayne's World. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and because one of the same actors, the guy who plays Noah from Noah's Arcade in this movie, is also the boss in this movie, and I finally made the connection. But this one had scenes where sometimes it dipped in quality, sometimes the lower light scenes, in Wayne's basement at the start, that it kind of dipped in quality, but for this one, it didn't. There wasn't really a single time where I was like, oh, okay, 4K. That was a little weird. As that falls on the ground, I was like, oh, that was kind of off-putting, or, oh, they didn't put a lot of effort. It seemed like every single scene, they really thought it out. I'm not sure how much the original crew members had to do with this, who exactly I'm talking about had something to do with this, but it was really surprising. And again, with the animation at the start, it really popped out to me. But when you have a scene like the lights finally lighting up and, all the different family members wearing very interesting clothing, it really stands out there. That's where the HDR kind of popped for me, was in the animation at the start, and then throughout with the costumes and kind of more stuff like that. Even when Griswold is at his office for the first time, and the colors are pretty muted overall. There's like browns and whites, so like the suit colors and stuff like that. Still, it pops out to you, and I've got to say, like, it honestly surprised me, and especially after watching the Wayne's World one, which I think is good, but again, as I said, a little bit inconsistent. I still watched it, and Jason sent it to me, so thank you, Jason. But I did pick these ones up myself, by the way, and these ones I mean because Elf, but I'll review that tomorrow or the next day, something like that. Anyway, the video is very, very good here, and I'm not really a big audio person. Like, I enjoy it, but for my TV, I don't even have like a sound bar. I don't have any surround sound or anything, so that's just what I mean by that. But I will say, it is very good because there's one scene in particular, it really stood out to me, and that's when the family first arrives, and they're all saying little things. I've never been able, maybe it's just me from memory, but never been able to pick out what every single one of them were saying until last 2 nights ago when I watched this movie. I heard every single sentence. All the dialogue is so clear. All the music and the shocking moments and the explosions and all the fun stuff that happens in this movie is very loud, very clear, very round sound, I found. But I think that when it comes to the dialogue, and there's lots of times in this movie where people are yelling and talking over each other, and that right there was like the clear example that I was like, wow, they really improved the audio here. I could hear every single sentence, and just that scene really hasn't left my mind when thinking about the audio here. So should you pick this up? Absolutely. For me, I can totally warrant paying full price for this because I'm going to watch it every single year, probably on 4K now, or at least whenever I can. This isn't, my favorite cover, but I appreciate we're getting different ones because, we've seen the one of Clark getting electrocuted, like the drawn version of Clark getting electrocuted a million times, and some of the close-up ones, it's like, it's a Blu-ray cover, so I appreciate there's this. And as I said, I will be reviewing Elf in a few days. Sorry for that confusing part of the video. I've not watched this yet, so I can't share any secrets with you about it, but as I said, pick this one up at full price, or if you can find it at a discount, I highly recommend it. I just think that when it comes to older movies being transferred, especially comedies, because the cinematography and everything isn't as like crazy or grand, I thought it was really well done. But if you've seen it, if you own it, or if you have picked it up, let me know in the comments down below, and thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Over and out.